After the goals and drama of match day 8, we get ready for match day 9. Red Monday didn't produce a lot in terms of the scoreline, but it was attack versus defense. And for once, we could say defense trumped the attack. My name is Nathan Quao. Welcome to our preview of match week 9 of the Premier League live on Citi 97.3 and for Citi TV. Benjamin Nketsia joins me, and Ben, welcome. We start off at where we had Red Monday at Anfield. Liverpool faced West Brom, and they would like to react to that goalless draw they had against Manchester United. But Brom do have Nasser Chadli, who on a good day can give something of a spark to West Brom.
Exactly, and you mentioned a reaction. I noticed a couple of things with Liverpool in that Manchester United game. I think that for Jurgen Klopp, it's a happy place to be because generally, if you look at fitness, I think that Liverpool are right up there with the best in the league. You look at tactical innovation, you look at tactical discipline, you look at effort, you look at heart. I think that they are right up there with the best. Now they need to go over the mental block. I think that for them, Manchester United showed superior mental ability against Liverpool in that game, especially in the opening 20 minutes of the game, which I think is usually the determinant of how a match will go. So United set the tone for them, and the young Liverpool right along to their rhythm, and that's what Jurgen Klopp doesn't want to do. He wants his team going out there, keeping their emotions in check, even when they know they are favourites, and then going out there to deliver the business. I think that that's what they should go forward doing. I mean, if you set a target for yourself that in a game I must score within the first 50 minutes, then you must score within the first 50 minutes. Now they must begin to reach that level as a team mentally, and I think that they should be fine. But Tony Pulis's team will always be difficult to break down.
I was just about to make that point that they will be quite similar to Manchester United because they are used to even playing that way already.
Exactly, and for Liverpool, they will have to pray against an early goal because an early goal against a team like West Brom always spells doom, and we know Liverpool in such games, it never goes well for them. I think that Nasser Chadli offers Tony Pulis something very different. I mean, he might not dominate games according to the style of his manager, but you have a player who can score, who can create, and who knows how to seize the big moments. So
we'll see. Nasser Chadli and West Brom head to Anfield in our first featured game, actually the last featured game on Saturday. The other games on Saturday, we've got Bournemouth taking on Tottenham Hotspur, and there's Arsenal taking on Middlesbrough. Arsenal will clearly hope to beat Barrow after going past Swansea 3-2 last weekend. But then Sunday is our big day. We start off at the Etihad. It's Manchester City facing Southampton. Southampton are coming off on the back of beating Burnley quite easily over the last weekend, and Man City, just like Liverpool, are chasing a win. They drew 1-1 with Everton last Saturday.
Exactly, and even prior to that, they haven't won in a while. I mean, it's not been the best of form for Pep Guardiola's men on the continental, on the European front actually, and also on the domestic front. So they will want to turn it around because they do have some difficult encounters coming through. But you get the sense that Guardiola has his team right about outperforming themselves. I mean, at least what he from what he projected in the first.
Teams will actually play this well under a new manager.
Exactly, at least in the first 10 weeks, he has them settled. They understand his philosophy. They know what he expects from them. I just feel that a couple of the big name stars have gone a bit cranky and have gone a bit rusty over the international weekend. They need to sort themselves out. I mean, it's normal, but Southampton will always present you with something very, very tricky going forward.
Let's just stay a bit on Southampton. And we've noticed the differences between Ronald Koeman, who would give you high-intensity games. You can tell that there's something extra. Against Claude Puel, who he's used to building teams. And this Southampton team, look like his old Lyon side, very energetic, very lively. But I wonder if they can survive the intensity at Manchester City.
Well, the good thing for him is that Ronald Koeman actually gave him something really good to work out with. I mean, the foundations of this team, you look at the likes of Ward-Prowse, you look at Matthew Target. He has a solid base to work with. So,
plus solid goalkeeper in Fraser Foster.
Exactly my point. So he doesn't really have a lot of issues to start with. What I am yet to see is a team that is aggressive, because we know that Southampton over the Koeman era have become used to at least a 10th place finish, 7th, 8th place. That's what they need to be, and they claim a lot of big name scalps along the way in such. Will they be able to make Pep Guardiola's Man City a victim? I do think that they have the players that have the quality if they can keep their temperament where it needs to be. I mean, I think that it's all about keeping your cool in games. And we've seen that Manchester City aren't exactly foolproof yet. I mean, they've shown that
they still have a few chinks in the armor, yes.
I still think that Manchester City as a team still have some rough edges to iron out. So Southampton could be looking to take advantage of what I think has been a bad spell for them. I mean, if you look back at their winless streak, it dates back some time. So they will catch them at a bad time if they put in maximum effort. Do they have the men to do it? I do not think so, but they certainly do have the players to hurt you in dead ball situations. Dusan Tadic, like I mentioned, Ward-Prowse could hurt you in dead ball situations. So they could take advantage of such scenarios in the game because they really won't have a lot of goal scoring opportunities.
And Southampton do have a man who's in form, Charlie Austin. Lots of the stories are beginning to spin in his favor now. Some say he should be part of Guy Southgate's England setup going forward. We'll see. Maybe Southampton can take a page from Everton's book and get a draw, but that would mean digging deep and finding a lot. Ben, our final stop is in London. It's the big one. Chelsea versus Manchester United. Jose Mourinho goes back to his spiritual home, but can he get it right? We saw Man United rather, play a very defensive game against Liverpool. Will he employ the same tactic, or he will think that this Chelsea team is open, so he'll switch it up a little bit and allow his United players to feel free and go for the kill?
Well, it'll be interesting because I am still struggling to give Mourinho's Man United an identity, and I feel that it's about time that he took hard decisions in defining roles, because defining roles basically make it easier for your players to understand what they need to do in matches. And I think that I'm speaking about no other than Paul Pogba. I mean, when it gets to about the midpoint in the season, we are approaching just about match day 10 in the season, and people talk about players needing time to feel their way around. I think he's had enough time to feel his way around, but he is still confused as to what the manager expects him to do, and I think that's a problem. And you need players of his nature to decide big games. I feel that United played fantastically in the tactical sense against Liverpool, but they did lack that one individual quality that would have won them all 3 points and broken Liverpool hearts. And that's what they could, chance on in the game against Chelsea. Diego Costa is that guy for Chelsea. Can Paul Pogba be that guy for Man United? I feel that Chelsea collectively have blown hot and cold. They've shown that they can do the magic in big games or in big moments, but Costa has been the guy who has rescued them when the going has gotten sticky.
That's quite interesting for a player whose head looked like was really away from
the club. He's shown that he is all about the business on the pitch. And for Paul Pogba, I want him to forget about the price tag hanging over his head. I mean, the increased publicity. I'm sure there are people virtually hiding in alleys and hiding behind their friends, waiting to take a selfie and waiting to get an autograph. He should really get used to that bit of his life now. He is a superstar. He must start playing like a superstar if United win it. I do feel that Mourinho does know a lot about Chelsea, but Antonio Conte has his boys playing for him. They do feel that they're in a good spot, and that might just lead them to edge it against Chelsea.
So you feel that Chelsea have an advantage
against Man United? Actually, I think that in the end, Chelsea will just have too much for Man United.
United have not won in London since 2013, if I remember correctly. Last year they drew 1-1, late Diego Costa goal, rescuing Chelsea. Can they get it right against their former manager? Does Mourinho have a secret plan to trump his old Chelsea side? Let's see. It's a huge one this weekend on Citi 97.3. We have you locked on air, online, and on social media. Enjoy this preview on Citi TV. We'll be back for match week 9 and possibly talk about the drama that happened on Sunday when Chelsea met Manchester United.